Hi friends, it's Mari here for Honeybee Stamps. I'm going to be creating this sweet little project that you can see here on the screen. I'm going to start off by using the Sweet Notes card and envelope die set. This is a set of 2 dies that cuts out the little sweet card that goes inside of this little envelope. The envelope almost is like a little box envelope. You'll see that as I create it, but it's super fun and I really love how the project turns out here using that die set. I've cut the envelope out of some really pretty light pink cardstock. This is just plain cardstock. There's no pattern or anything on it. And you can just see how that creates this little box envelope that folds up so easily, and all of the score lines make it so easy to put this together. So you can just see how it has the little tab enclosure, and that is how that looks when it's all folded up. There, of course, as I showed you, is the coordinating die to cut out the little card that goes inside. I cut that from some pattern paper from the Hugs and Kisses paper pad. This is such a beautiful paper pad, and I really love this kind of vintage looking damask patterned paper here. That is what I use to cut out the envelope that's going to go inside, or I should say the card that's going to go inside of the envelope. That's the die there that I used, which scores the paper in the center, allowing you to fold this into just a sweet little note card, and it just fits beautifully into that envelope. I also cut a piece of that same pattern paper to coordinate to go onto the outside of the envelope, just to decorate it a little bit as well. Just going to use my Honeybee glue tube to adhere that patterned paper onto the outside of my envelope in that way. So I'll just get that adhered down to that space on the outside of that envelope there, and that just gives that a little bit more detail. I'm going to also use the really adorable Love is in the Air stamp set and coordinating die set. I love those little birds, and I wanted to stamp out one of those sweet little birds for the front of my envelope. I'm going to use the Honeybee Stamps Intense Black ink to stamp out this sweet little bird onto some white cardstock, and I love this ink. It stamps out so nice and crisp, and it's just perfect for some alcohol ink marker coloring. And so now that I've got my ink all dried up, I am going to go ahead in with 3 different shades of pink, and I'm going to color this sweet little bird in some pink tones, starting off with the lightest color, then going in with the medium and darkest color to add some shadows, and then blending out the darkest colors with the medium and lightest tone. Just some really, really simple Copic coloring. As always here, I am not a professional colorist, but I do really enjoy my alcohol ink markers. I do find that they color up an image really super fast, and I did want to leave a little bit of white space on my sweet little bird, just because I feel like this project is quite nice and light and airy looking, and I did want to just leave a little bit of white space on the tips of the feathers of the bird. So you'll see that I do leave some white space in that way, just flicking on some color onto the head of the bird, and then I will go in with that R85 and add the deepest tones to create some shadows in some of those areas where the lines are on the art. And I always like to try to use the lines on the artwork to help me decide where to put the darkest tones of my color. I usually go to wherever there are lines to create a little bit of that shadow area. So you can just see I'm going to add that in with that R85, and then I'll blend that out just a little bit, just to blend it in with the lighter tones and just finish up the coloring in that way. Super simple. But I really love this pink bird. You know, your bird can be whatever color you want it to be. I have no idea if there's actually a bird that is this color in the world, but in my imagination, there is. So that little bird is all finished up. I'm going to take one of the coordinating dies then from that Love is in the Air die set. I will just tape that down with some low tack tape and die cut that out. Now I'm going to set those pieces aside for now, and I'm going to die cut out the sentiment for my project, and I'm going to use the Bitty Buzzwords Be Mine stamp and coordinating die set to create my sentiments. There you can just see I've stamped out the word Are Loved, and then I've die cut out from the die set the word You and the backer or outline of that, so it's a nice pink and white combination there. I'm going to glue the scripty die cut over top of the backer outline and set that aside for my next step. This is the Lovely Layers heart vine die set, or I used that die set to cut out these pieces. So I cut the solid background out of white, and then I used the you can just see some gold glitter cardstock here to cut out the detailed layer piece. I'm going to add a little bit of my liquid adhesive on the back of that top layer and then glue that onto that backer. And you can just see how beautiful that gold is over the white. And this is just going to be a beautiful, intricate piece for my envelope. So there you can see how that looks. Now what I did was I just glued that down onto my envelope, and then I layered the butterfly and the sentiments over top, just using a little bit of foam adhesive to pop them up. And here I'm just going to go over with a little bit of clear Wink of Stella to add some sparkle and shine, and then my white gel pen just to add a few little highlight details to the little bird. And that's just going to add that little bit of extra pizzazz to the project and make it just look that little bit extra special. Now I'm just going to show you here, I'm going to put that sweet little love note inside, or the little note inside of the envelope, and then I'm going to go ahead and close that up. Just close this up so nicely and easily, and it is so adorable when it's all finished. I love it so much. Now I did want to add a little bit of a finishing piece on the back. So there's a new hot foil set from Honeybee. This is the Wax Seals Love hot foil plate, and I'm going to show you here. These are the plates, the plate set. So you can create a couple of different hot seals. There's some little hearts and a little envelope, lots of really fun things that you can foil with those plates. There's also a coordinating die set that goes along with the Sealed with Love stamp and coordinating die set. So this stamp and coordinating die set is meant to be used, or can be used, in coordination with those hot foil plates as well, which is super cool. I think it's just really nice to have that versatility in a set. These are all sold separately, and I did use that die set to cut out that hot foiled wax seal that you can just see there on my desk. And I am going to just add a little bit of adhesive and add that seal onto the back of this sweet little envelope, just to finish that off with a little bit more gold, sparkle, and shine for my card. And that's going to finish it off. Friends, I did leave links to all of the different products that I used for my project today in the description box below. Have an amazing day. Happy New Year, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.